Hello and welcome to another episode of Cannabis and Creative Visualizations with myself, Green Irene, here on the Pace Radio Network. Now listen guys, I want to let you know today's a little bit different of a show in that I am physically here today. So if any of you have questions or comments during the first half of our production, please feel free to add them into the comment section here on StreamYard. Unfortunately, my camera is not working, so I do have this stuff going off in the background. It's been a while since I have done Cannabis and Creative Visualizations live. I normally pre-record these to make sure that you get the most information that you can glean from the info that I've gathered. That being said, let's see if I can get this running in the background. Hopefully there's no music to it. And I can take away, not that, but maybe this, and then we can get started with our day. All right.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the
There we go. So I'm just going to run this in the background so you guys actually have a visual to watch. This, of course, is a CBG TV disclaimer that's vocalizing right now, because we are also airing on CBG TV. And if you're not already a subscriber or you haven't tuned in, go to cbgtv.com, sign up. That way you will know what your TV guide is, or our production guide, broadcasting guide is, and you can stay up to date on anything and everything cannabis. You'll notice later in today's show that there is some information related to the different productions that you can find there. For now, just enjoy these comments in the background. This is a CBG TV production known as a bud break, and you can find it between some of our programming at different times. All right, so let's get started today. If you're finding yourself having no time, no patience, and an attention span that barely exceeds that of a goldfish, I hear you. Chances are you're much like myself. You want to free yourself from those out of control thoughts and emotions. You want to gain a heightened sense of presence and peace that really can and does enhance every area of your life. That being said, you're not alone. We have all been there. We start our day groggy and cranky from poor sleep the night before. You're awake, but your mind is foggy or unfocused and in a constant state of stress or anxiety. And thanks to the endless thoughts of your undone responsibilities, you can't even get a good night's sleep. I myself struggle through it when I haven't been productive enough because my brain wants to be, and it's still thinking about what I should have done that day and what I still have to do tomorrow. Now, unfortunately, stress is inextricably linked with everyday life. And for an increasing number of people, we all know that perpetuating rat race out there can take its toll on our happiness. It can really destroy the overall quality of our lives. However, don't ever forget Mother Nature, the universe, whatever your faith is in. We have been provided with a beautiful, incredible assortment of natural plant-based remedies that will help us cope and clear the mind and soul. Using bud to bust stress, putting your feet up with a nice joint, or packing a vaporizer, that truly is a stoner's pleasure. Cannabis helps most users relax and unwind, and everyone's ECS or endocannabinoid system is unique. So that said, tolerance to cannabis varies from person to person and builds over time with continued use. Now, I'm often trying and talking about different strains and their effects on our specific. Let me rephrase that. Because I've tried so many different strains, I often try to share the benefits that are related to them in a variety of different ways. And that includes the different programs that I do. You're watching right now a CBG TV original called Bud Break. And I'm sharing with you some of the strain cards and reviews that I've done on the over 1,500 strains that I have tried and tested in the X amount of time. So in order to keep track of that, I use something called a cannabis journal, and I do make my cannabis journals available. I'm going to pause this for a moment, and I'm going to share this with you. This is the cannabis journal that we use it. Apologies. This is the Cannabis Journal. It is available on Amazon. Now, there are 2 different volumes, although volume 2, there is difficulty getting it out right now. There's something to do with the formatting that I just can't find the issue. So until that is reviewed and accepted, volume 2 will not be available. However, this companion helps you keep track of all of the strains that you try whenever you try a new strain. So definitely, if you have a chance, look into it. Again, info is power, Green Irene at Amazon. You'll find me in the list of publications that I put out there. So going back to the CBG TV, this is an original for cbgtv.com. Definitely sign up, become a subscriber so that you can stay on top of all of the broadcasts that we're putting out there. Now, one of the other programs that I produce and host on and is aired on Pace Radio is Battle Strategies. That's on Fridays at noon. The information from today's show and Friday's show often overlap each other because healing with cannabis, as well as meditation and hypnosis, neurolinguistic programming, and meditation is an excellent way to help you. Now, for methodologies and battle-specific strategies, join me on Fridays. There's a lot of new shows coming to the Pace Radio, to CBG TV, and it's all about using cannabis and natural ways to help you heal. Let's get back to today's show. I have learned through my studies that there are very specific strains for different pains, and researched, having tried over 1,500 strains, certain types and some strain profiles are definitely better suited for specific tasks and things. That being said, cannabis by its very nature and molecular makeup is an amazing adjunct for meditative practice, and it's no surprise that some strains are definitely better than others. Depending on what you intend to achieve with the meditation will help you to decide and select a strain that is complementary. Now, while most people use meditation to relax or reduce stress, alleviate aches and pains, some have definitely learned that the skill can also help one become much more alert. It can help aid in increasing your energy and focus. Today's highlighted strain is great, absolutely wonderful for promoting focus, increasing energy, and motivating one into action. Strawberry Diesel is the strain that I'm speaking about specifically. It is an absolutely wonderful, great sativa. It's hybrid, but it's sativa leaning, and it's available. You can find it at most dispensaries. You can also find it being grown by many gardeners because it is a wonderful strain to consume. It's also it's very versatile, and it's also pretty easy to grow, and it turns over pretty quickly with a nice harvest. So in addition to producing an upbeat, kind of energetic high, it also smells and tastes great. For lack of a better, I don't know, it tastes like fresh strawberries, and it's got very punchy or invigorating, if you will, notes of things like sour diesel. This strain offers a really mellow yet potent high for consumers who want to reap the benefits of productivity while medicating, or if you just, you got all this work to do, but you'd really like to just take a recreational puff. Again, the Strawberry Diesel is a fantastic strain. Now, if you're medicating with it, it can be used for a lot of different reasons, and science helps us to understand why. For basically, the CB1 and CB2 cannabinoid receptors in the brain are linked to dopamine levels. Increased dopamine production is linked to, feeling pleasure, or it activates the reward center, which acts as a motivator. That said, sativa, as opposed to indica, is more strongly tied to triggering the increase of dopamine, offering a euphoric-like kick that, you might expect to feel or associate with feeling energized. Further to that, the cerebral high that comes with using sativa strains notably tends to lead to a more focused and often very creative activity. The science behind cannabis and creativity is cannabis's ability to stimulate the blood flow to the brain's frontal lobe. It allows the neurons to to feel in a more uninhibited way. It's just a way for a few of the potential scientific it's just one of the few scientific explanations for the creative powers that cannabis appears to bestow upon consumers. Keeping in mind that we have a very large percentage of CB1 receptors in our brains. And the frontal lobe, which is stimulated by sativas, or so it seems, more predominantly by sativas, is actually in the base. It's not in the base. It is the base for all creative and divergent thinking. Or, if you want to think of multiple solutions to open-ended questions, for example, it's thinking outside of the box. Cannabis is also a really creative maximizer in how it deactivates a specific aspect or area of the brain. So one of the biggest inhibitors to creative ideation and divergent thinking is in judging ideas as they emerge, known as convergent thinking. So in other words, we analyze it, right? We think about it. We think too much, maybe. Now, there is a region in the brain called the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, or DPC. I know that's not really an acronym for it, but that's what I call it. And that's connected to planning. It's connected to inhibition. It's connected to self-censorship, as well as cognitive control over emotions. Basically, it slows it down or deactivates that area, which plays a role in altered states of consciousness, like daydreaming, or when you go into one of those hypno trances. We all say, "Oh, I was on autopilot," or "Sorry, I zoned out," and that's kind of like a hypno trance. REM sleep, and of course, all of these are patterns of meditation, and all of those are patterns of different brain behaviors, and can enhance ultimately the creativity. Now, because cannabis can suppress these functions and allow you to focus more on imagination, ideas tend to flow, if you will, more freely when consuming cannabis. Now, a strain like Strawberry Diesel with a creative visualization or guided meditation is an excellent experience. We're going to cut to break. When we return, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Strawberry Diesel, and then we're going to move right into a guided meditation. All right, we'll be back after we hear a word from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I see we're back. Our commercials are over. I played the wrong one. My apologies. I was trying to get something else uploaded and it didn't happen. Something seems to be happening with my thing here. So again, my apologies. We have returned from break. We didn't get our sponsors out there, which is really unfortunate because of our sponsors here on Pace Radio. Legacy 420 is fantastic for helping you to help you. Please give them a call. Look them up online, legacy420.com. They are on York Road in Tyendinaga. In addition to that, we have, Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. Definitely check them out as well. Here we are back before the break, or before what was supposed to be a break that didn't turn into a break. And again, my apologies. We were talking about Strawberry Diesel. Strawberry Diesel is a well-balanced hybrid cross between NYC Diesel and Strawberry Cough. Now, Strawberry Cough is a commonly used strain for medical purposes. So Strawberry Diesel has an average of about 23% THC, and not really anything to speak of as far as CBD, if anything at all. So notably, it relaxes your muscles. It creates a very energizing, clear-headed sensation. And the terps that are involved include, let me just remember here. Sorry. Strawberry Diesel strain has a very complex lineage. Because of the crossing of its parent strains, it brings together a very sophisticated terpene profile that isn't always addressed on a medicinal state or at a recreational. So notably, it has carine, myrcene, camphene, caryophyllene, limonene, and pinene. That's a very sophisticated profile. This strain has been found as a direct result to be very helpful for some patients to relieve many symptoms, including chronic pain, tremors, muscle spasms, insomnia, depression, things like loss of appetite, inflammation, oh my God, and just so many more. Now, I'm medicating in a couple of minutes. I'm going to enjoy a little bit of Strawberry Diesel flower that I picked up at Peace Pipe in Oshawa, Ontario. Now, as I said, you can probably find some at a dispensary near you, and I strongly suggest that you try combining with a meditation practice at least once to experience the effects. Now, that said, I'm going to try and cut to break one more time to see if I can. I'm not sure if this is going to work. If it doesn't, I'll be right back. And please use this time to also ready yourself in your area, making sure that it's a distraction-free space that you can allow yourself to just relax and enjoy the privacy to recharge and to rejuvenate, because when I return, we're going to go through a 7 to 9 minute rejuvenation experience. On that note, I'll be right back. Oh, no, I won't. I'm still going to be here for another moment or two. All right, let's see if we can start here. And
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network, here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, Legacy for 20, it's so unique. If organic cannabis is what you seek, here's your trusted partners 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420, enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products, make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyndonega Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
What do you find at paceradio.net? People advocating cannabis education.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you a cannabis content creator? Are you looking for a place to have your content seen? If you answer yes to both questions, then you need to check out cbgtv.com. CBGTV, broadcasting to a worldwide audience. Find us at cbgtv.com.
We are people advocating cannabis education, here at paceradio.net.
And we're back. Okay, I hope that gave you enough time to medicate, to ready your area and space to be able to meditate. And we're going to get into a mindful meditation today. It's going to be short, 5 minutes, and we're going to get started right away. I want you to think of something. You can watch the screen. You can close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. But I want you to think of something that happens every day, more than once, repeatedly, something you take for granted, like opening a door, for example. When you touch the handle to open the door, you stop for a moment. Be aware of where you are and how you feel at that moment, and where the door will lead you. The same thing you could do it when you're about to turn on the computer to start working. And take a moment to appreciate the hands that allow you this process. And then move your mind to the brain that allows you to understand how to use the computer. These signals must not be limited to physical contact and touch. For example, whenever you have a negative thought, choose to stop for a moment. Label the thought as useless and release the negativity. Say out loud, I release you. I am free. You can apply mindfulness exercises even when you smell the food. Take a moment to appreciate how lucky you are to have food, to eat and to share with your family and friends. Search for a point of contact that today vibrates for you. Instead of performing your daily movements with the autopilot inserted, take occasional moment to cultivate awareness and gratefully address even the small, repeated gestures that are part of your life. The purpose of each of these exercises is to cultivate fulfillment in the moment and escape this continuous struggle in which we're involved. So some daily actions must be done quickly, finished, and move to something else. And rather than wanting to finish a routine or task in a state of anxiety, you can accept the routine and concentrate on it. Are you feeling more linked to the present? More aware of your daily life, of your presence in the world? Now you can easily bring this approach into your daily routine. If you're cleaning your home, pay attention to every detail of your business. And rather than treat these gestures as boring routine, create a new experience by noting every aspect of your actions. Feel the movement you do when you sweep the floor. Feel the muscles you use while you wash the dishes. Develop a way that is all yours, effective to perform the repetitive tasks in a different way. The idea to be creative and discover new experiences within your family and routine task each day, every single day, to create something different, not changing your life, but changing the way you respond to each and every situation and event, charging them with love and appreciation and kindness and bright, positive energy. Taking a long, deep breath into your nose. Smile and exhale out with a smile. That was wonderful. Embark on a brand new journey and live your life with positive, mindful approach. Instead of working and thinking about finishing the task of, quickly, concentrate. Know all the steps of what you're doing. Start training your brain. Take the repetitive activity that you do and align it physically, align it mentally, and align it spiritually. And it'll help create a beautifulness, new destiny that's all about presence and positivity and gratitude. And this too is a type of meditation. All of this will help create some magic light, leading your way to the better version of yourself. And with that, I say to you, namaste.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, legacy for 20, it's so unique. If organic cannabis is what you seek, here's your trusted partner 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420 enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
What do you